Hey friends and fellow creators, Jessica here with Creators Couture, and we have got a fast and fun tutorial inspired by Dior menswear. One of my favorite things is just to look at couture inspiration because that's totally inspiring to begin with. But what I really love to do is to look at a design or look at something that inspires me and think of like how I can use my brushes, my multicolor brushes, to create the vibe really fast and easy. So I had a lot of fun with this look. So this look here is from the Dior Menswear 2026, and I just thought it was quite cool, these pants and a fun little motif to play with. So that was my jumping off point, and actually you can see a little zoom in here, and it's a little wild, a little crazy, not colors that I would have expected, but I thought it would be a fun challenge, and it kind of has this almost like a brocade look. So that was really fun to play with. So first thing I went about doing is creating multicolor color blends from the image itself. And that was just so easy. It's literally just selecting and defining it as a pattern. So I went ahead and did that. And then I went through and I preloaded some of my brushes and created this kind of digital background. So in my explorations, this is the first one that I was kind of creating, just playing with layering some effects, some brushes, and kind of getting a vibe. And so I thought it would be fun to kind of recreate that kind of background, but put my own flair on it. And then what I did was I ended up creating a digital background like this. And then what I did was I took it into Adobe Express and I got a template. And so I turned this into a background for a template. But you could use these ideas and these brushes to create illustrations, to create photo edits, to create artwork. You know, there is no limits. But in this case, I just thought I would create a digital background for some social media graphics. And that was really fun. There's a lot of stuff on Adobe Express that you can play with. But to begin with, I thought I would show you the brushes that I choose, and I had a lot of fun with this. So I kind of was like, how could I get this kind of blooming effect really easy? And the first thing that it kind of took me to was some tie-dye brushes. So, and you know, they kind of have that circular pattern which imitates the kind of the flower motifs. So I used that like a multicolor blend that I created from there, and I used tie-dye brush 8. And then I used, I thought it'd be fun to kind of contrast that with something. So I took this, one of the pattern painter brushes, 10B, and kind of had the same thing and kind of created that layering effect. And I thought that that was a cool motif to play with. And then also for these flowers here, I took loose watercolor brush 3, and that was quite fun. And really maybe I should just get into the tutorial because I'm going to give it all away in the brush previews. Honestly, the brushes are doing everything, and that's what I love. Like, I really didn't have to do anything. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go through and do like I did for this digital background. So what I'm going to start with is like these kind of flower motifs. So, and also what we're trying to do is not like recreate this. So what we're trying to do is kind of just make a riff off of it, you know, play off these trends. So I used loose watercolor brush number 3 in some blues that I sampled from here. And what I did was just, I love how it has that transparency. So I just created some really simple sort of flowers like so. And we've kind of got all those blues and everything. So I'm going to do pretty much the same, the same motif that I did before, and kind of the same placement, because I just need to keep it as easy as I can for myself. So, and it, like, sometimes if it's too much of that white coming out, I might just redo the stroke, you know, rather than like I want more blue to come out. So yeah, just kind of having some fun with that. So okay, the white keeps coming out there. Hello. Okay, and I like playing with that transparency. Now, one of the cool things that I saw on here was there's this like sheen of metallic on it, like a metallic threads, kind of created that sort of, yeah, just like a cool metallicized effect. And I think that they did that through embroidery. So what I thought I would do after that initial thing is kind of create some sort of like metallic, using one of my layer styles. So actually, if you look on here, I used a glitch brush, and I used one of my 24 karat gold collections. I desaturated it just a slight touch. So what I'm gonna do, and I'll link all that below, I'm gonna copy that layer style because I don't wanna take up too much time here. And I'm gonna paste it here, but it's from my 24 karat gold like smooth paper collection. And then I used Glitch Brush 30. And if I was just looking at this brush, I just loaded it already with, let's zoom in here a little bit. Oh gosh, what am I doing here? So this is that brush, which I loaded it up with that, you know, those gorgeous color palettes, which that's cool in itself. I mean, these brushes are wild. But what we're gonna do is we're not really gonna need to see the color because we're going to just have that layer style. So what I did was I really wanted to create some movement. And actually with this brush, you kind of want to have counterclockwise brush strokes going. So let me just zoom out a bit. And I kind of just had some fun with that. And this is like my homage to that, like kind of a silvery gold sheen. And to create some sort of movement there, which I'm loving how that turned out actually. Okay, gorgeous. So it's not like just the same, it's like taking that idea and riffing off of it, and I really love that because we don't need to like just recreate it, you know? And then I'm gonna put a new layer underneath my, what do you call it, the flowers, and I actually took loose watercolor brush number 9, and in the blues that I sampled here from the same blues, and I kind of played with like the idea of putting a little bit of like a soft watercolor behind some of it to create like just a cool effect, and I like that. And you can just kind of play around. So I did something like that. I love that actually. Again, I don't want to get some of that. And I want to leave some negative spaces. I like having this as like a dark background, kind of like we see on the pants. So it's really interesting to kind of play with that negative space. Sometimes I have a problem with like filling everything too much. And okay, so that I like. And then what else did I do? Also, it had these like kind of a mix of like yellow and red around it, kind of like fiery. So I sampled some of those colors, and I'm going to put a new layer on top. And I just thought it would be fun to use this Feather Couture, Feather Couture in 24, and it kind of alludes to that, and I thought that was like a bit fun and cool. So I'm just gonna like put some of that around there, and it doesn't necessarily need to be all around, but kind of how it is there. So I thought that was really fun. And yeah, I just might put some over here. I don't know. Maybe not going to put too much, but it's just a little bit of fun. And what else am I going to do? So now I'm going to, I also played around with this brush, but I don't think I'm going to use it in my final thing because this kind of had a brocade vibe, so I thought I'd get some of my modern Renaissance brushes out. But in the end, I think I'm going to ditch that. So that's fine. And now I'm going to kind of fill in some of those negative spaces. So I'm going to put a new layer above the background. And then I'm going back to those tie-dye. So this is tie-dye brush 8 with the multicolor blend that I picked out. And I'm going to just fill in some of that like spot. Maybe I kind of want to like leave a little bit of, oh, and also if I use this brush really light, the colors will blend different. This has like smaller dots of color, but if I push down a little bit harder, the colors like blend like a bit stronger. So it's really interesting, the, what do you call it, that the tie-dye brushes that I developed. And I'm going to just fill in some of these negative spaces here. And this isn't exactly like this, what do you call it, this, but I like, it's giving the vibe. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to put a new layer in front, and then I'm going to contrast it with the same color palette, but in that 10B brush that I had showed you before, and kind of just have fun and create a little, I like it creates a little bit of movement, and I can just, there we go. Yeah, this is like kind of building up. Also, I kind of want to leave a little bit of negative space too, because I want to, one thing that I also played off of was the snakeskin boots. So I took my snakeskin pattern brush that I hand illustrated, and I'll put a new layer, like say on top, and I kind of liked adding a little bit of this around the top, like just some hints of it. And this is just in a one color application, but maybe I'll put some in here too, which I didn't do on my other one. But it's just kind of alluding to the vibe. It's kind of fun. And I'm trying not to fill everything in, but that's like really quite hard for me. But I like this background. This is a wild background, so I think that my interpretation should kind of go along with that. And then the last thing that I did was I had Modern Impressionist brush 92, and in the yellow and red. And so I could use this to kind of just create some like motion around, like play with, yeah, some of that. Because it kind of reminds me of this kind of yellow and red here. So yeah, so I could just play around with it. I'm not worrying too much about like on this one, you get the vibe, you know, maybe it's good to kind of take a step back and like, you know, think about leaving some negative space. I kind of just, you know, went wild here. Although I kind of did the same thing here too, which I liked. And that does kind of reflect this. Here I did a little bit better, like kind of compositionally with abstract stuff. Sometimes it's like, you know, it's kind of hard to decide what is good and what is like, you know, what's successful. But, you know, kind of want to have that flow going through your thing. So that's all the brushes. Also, one thing that I did do that I was playing around with is I thought it would be interesting to create a kind of frame. And so maybe I will do this on the next tutorial, but I put the brushes in here that I used to create something like this, because this was also a little homage to the Dior thing here. So I just, you know, I love sometimes the couture stuff really gives me a jumping off point to like get some things. But this could be really cool to have, to make a frame and, you know, play around with that. I don't know. But I used all the brushes, all the brushes were in the gold play collection. And so I actually put them at the bottom of this, although I might do that in its own tutorial afterwards. But that is it for today's tutorial. I'll link which brushes that I use down below. Oh, excuse me. And I'll put my source files, all these files that I created. My loaded brushes are for the subscribers on Behance. And that way you can like just have fun with the loaded brushes and you don't have to go hunt up the color palette. And I'll have the color palettes too. So I'll have everything you need, and you can access my whole Behance tutorial library for $10, $10 a month, and you can cancel anytime. But I will also put the individual brushes that I use down below. So, and then this was how it ended, which I actually really liked. I took that to template and then put some little, kind of changed it to match the Dior show. And I thought that that was really fun. And if you want to find that template on Adobe Express, you could, it's this one here. It's kind of annoying that you can't link directly to a template, but I could save it, I guess. But just type in Elevate Your Look, and that was the one that I used before. There's the before, and then there's the after. So quite fun. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of my stuff. My YouTube, it was kind of dormant for a while, so it's not reaching like as many people as it used to, but hopefully that you subscribe and that you can even put on notifications if you like. So I'll see you later, and like and follow for more. Bye.